for a full repeal of President Trump's tax cuts, presidential candidate Kamala Harris revealing what she will do if she wins in 2020. Listen.
I am proposing that we change the tax code as follows. And this will benefit the members of almost everybody who is represented here. I'll tell you how we're going to pay for it. On day one, we're going to repeal that tax bill that benefited the top 1% and the biggest corporations of our country. That's how we're going to pay for it.
Here now to react is Art Laffer, former Reagan economic advisor. Art, I wonder how she's going to do this. First of all, clearly she hasn't, even the New York Times admits that 85% of the middle class got a tax cut. So when she's sitting there saying, I'm going to repeal the tax cut that only helped the top 1%, are people who are in the middle class listening to that, do they not know they got a cut? Are they fooled by what she's saying? What do you think is happening there?
I don't have any idea what's happening with her. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. But let me just tell you where the benefits really went of that tax cut. We increased employment dramatically. GDP growth was much higher than anyone said we could ever do. The stock market rose dramatically, and wages of the poor, the minorities, the disenfranchised rose. Is she really proposing to put all the minorities out of work? Is she really proposing a market crash? Is she really proposing having real GDP tumble before our very eyes? Yeah, that's what she really is proposing, Melissa. And it's shocking. But she's just ignorant. And you know, she just doesn't understand economics, and she still talks.
Yeah, I wonder if people listening to her believe that, though. I mean, we had this last unemployment report that came out. You talked about wage growth, and they said wages were growing at 3.4% on an annualized.
Yeah.
If you look back at the Obama administration, they never got back
not close,
to
not
3%,
close.
even though Democrats with this report were saying 3.4%, who cares? But look at this. So there's a figure on the screen right now. Even if you slice out that group, so you had Joe Biden talking to people in Pennsylvania who work in mines, who are loggers in the Northeast, and he's saying, you didn't feel that tax cut. You haven't felt anything from this economy. We're looking at wage growth on the screen. For this group, they just got a 7.5% raise. That's real money. I mean, your paycheck goes up 7.5%. In the Obama years, it was 0% in 2014. This group saw their wages fall the year after that in 2015. So these are people that saw a big, it's hard to miss 7.5%.
It's hard to miss
in your paycheck. And this is the crowd that Joe Biden is talking to. Can he talk them out of the reality that they've seen?
I don't think so. Let me give you an example. I mean, in 1972, Richard Nixon was running for re-election. He wasn't the best of all presidents, especially not in economics. And George McGovern was his Democratic opponent, who was a socialist. He had this big Democrat. He wasn't even as bad as these guys are now. He wasn't. And we only won 49 out of 50 states. So it was a real close race. Just creamed the living heck out of these people. I don't know what they're talking, but everyone can see through the tragedy that is Kamala Harris talking about economics. Now, she may be very good on the law. She may be very good on other things. But in economics, she don't know nothing. And Bernie Sanders, I mean, come on. If you tax people who work and you pay people who don't work, do I need to say the next sentence to you, Melissa? You're going to get a lot of people not working. The coolest thing about Donald Trump is his economics. He is the best first term in economics in the last 75 years in this country. Yeah. It's phenomenal. Now, I can't talk about any other subject, even though these people talk about any subject, no matter how silly and ignorant they are about it. But I do know economics, and I know it really well. This president's done a great job in economics, and you can see the performance. It's been great. And I expect it to stay great for quite a while. I'm worried about the trade stuff, as always, as you know. But he's done a great job on everything else, and the other is a work in progress. And, you know, these guys are going to lose badly if they stay with this silly nonsense.
We'll see. Art Laffer, thank you.
You're great, Melissa. Thank you very much. And say hello to Kamala for me.
Will do.